this one here is going to be multi-layered. So this one's a little more difficult, but I think we can walk through it, and I think it'll make sense. So for this one, you're going to need a couple circles. You'll need the same Christmas tree that we had gotten from the images last time in the free section. And you'll need to pick a font of your choice and type out, obviously, the word of your choice. So I'm going to use Mary here just to make it subtle. What you'll need to do, and this font, if you want to use it, it was in my system fonts. It's Algosh Smoother. I'm assuming you pronounce it that way. So you'll type that out, and then we will start with the background first. So you'll take the bigger one. The 2.5 will be the size that you're going to make your the background of your tag. So I'm going to make mine out of craft paper just to have the brown. I'm going to duplicate a circle here, and I'm going to make this smaller one, and it will be a 1/2 inch. And this, like always, will depend on what size hole you need for your either ribbon, twine, etc. So I'm going to center that. I'm going to have it just touch a little bit so that I can weld that together. So this is going to be welded, and then we have our background. So I'm going to make this brown just so I know that that's going to be the back layer. Then the next layer we're going to make is the middle, and we need this, and this part here was also in the images under free. So I searched for, I believe it was ribbon banner, and it was the first one that came up. So we'll take this one, and we're going to give it something to attach to for the word Mary. It also kind of splits the horizon for the sky in the bottom. And what I'll do next is take the Mary as well, and you're going to need to make an offset that's really big, obviously, to have the background and have to be able to put your word over on the front. So I'm going to make a duplicate of, or I'm going to take this one because I have this one ready. This one here, we're going to go to offset, and we're going to give it a pretty hefty one, but not that much. Probably we'll do 111 apply. And then we're going to take this one, and this one will be our front layer. So since this one is going to overlap here, you're going to need to make it a little bit smaller because you want it to fit into the circle, but you don't want it to go completely outside of the circle. So you just want a little bit, like right to the edge, but just leave a little bit of space in between there. And this banner will go across there, and we don't want the tails, so we'll need to do some work there as well. The next part we need to do is make another smaller inner circle based on the width that we want it to be. So I'm going to duplicate this circle, and I'm going to make it a little smaller until I get, and I'm going to make this white so we can see it. Just so you can kind of eyeball how much space you want in between your background and your words here. So we'll take these two circles, and we're going to center, and we're going to slice. So this will get rid of, and this will give us our ring. And this we will be able to attach our banner to. And you can actually just do this, so you don't have to worry about slicing anything off. It will tuck in nicely. And we're going to let's make this black too, so we can kind of see that where you're not going to actually see them at all. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to weld these together as well. So now we have this part, and then we can put our words over top of it. And it depends on how much you want to see. So there are some parts that you're going to cut out. So just kind of center it where you want it to be, but it gives it a place of attachment so that you're not losing any of that. And we're going to also combine this, and I'm going to unite it just in case we need to make any adjustments, because I can see right now our trees aren't going to fit in there, but we'll make it work. So this will be the part that will go over here, and we can actually make this a little bigger if we need to, like that. So we're starting to take some shape here. All right, so next up, we're going to make a copy of this, and we will undo the unite so that we can get this piece here. And I don't think we need that anymore. And then with this piece, we're going to make a copy, and one of these we're going to take out the contour of these two, and we're going to just have a circle, and we're going to put this one in the front, and we're going to center these. So what this is going to do is it's going to cut once we slice these, it's going to slice out the components here. So we'll have this one we can make blue for our sky, and the bottom one we can make green. So this will be nestled right in here. And I'm just going to do this real quick where I can hide the top one on one and the bottom one on the other, just so we can kind of see the color variations here. And wrong one. And we'll make this one white because we're going to make this one a snowbank. And then this one is going to be our sky, so we need blue. And we're going to put those here. And then we can bring this one back to the front, and that's kind of where we're starting to see that shape there. We won't need these ones anymore because we've got what we need. And I was going to cut this one out of pink glitter cardstock, so I'm going to make that pink just so I can kind of see the colors starting to take shape there. The last parts we need to do is the words and the tree part. So for the tree, I'm going to go back to the contours, and I'm going to hide all contours because I just want the tree. And I'm going to make a little array of trees. So I'm going to leave one in the middle. I'm going to duplicate it to the left, and I'm going to duplicate it to the right. And I'm going to make each, in nature, every tree is a little different. So I'm going to make ones a little smaller on the sides, give them a little tilt, and also be mindful of the small areas in between here. So once we got these the way we like it, we can weld it, and then we can go to the contour and we can turn off those little pieces because they're going to get hidden, and it's one less point of failure whenever it's cutting with the Cricut because of it being so small. So we're going to make these green because these are going to be our trees, and these are going to tuck in, which I can't do here, but they're going to tuck in behind this pink of the words, but they're going to stick out above here. So you'll kind of see what I mean when we go to cut them. So I'm going to make them the size I want. So they're going to stick out here, but the word is going to go over top of it. So then we got our trees, and then the last part is the word. So this is a very thin font, and I did a test on it, and it did rip. So what I did was do a couple steps just to make this fit perfectly. So I'm going to delete all this other stuff just so we can kind of see what we're doing here. So this would be our Mary, and it's going to sit right here like that. So what we need to do is we need to take and duplicate Mary, and we're going to take this one and we're going to give it an offset of point. We're going to go as small as we can, and if memory serves, I believe it comes up with a 2. I made it 0.018, so it's the smallest I could make it. Oop, and I think I turned it off by accident here. I didn't hit apply. There we go. And I made it white. And I went ahead and I united these. So that's unfortunately gets rid of a couple of the crucial spaces that I need. So by doing that with this one, I can hit the contour and I can save just the ones I want. So I'm going to hide all contours and I'm only going to turn on the ones I want. So I want this one, get rid of that one. And I need the one in the E because that's the only two that it did not cut. And then I'm going to make these pink just so we see where we're at. I'm going to zoom in and you can line these up in the space where you need them and you can just do a slice. And what that will do was it will give you your perfect slice and it'll open up those spots. Now we could go in and do these other little ones, but the font was pretty delicate, so maybe with the one you choose it may look a little better, but just keep that in mind when you're working with them. So go ahead and eyeball this on here and we no longer need these and we're all set and ready to cut. So we will jump over and start pasting. So here we go. We got our pieces cut. So I have the craft paper for the back. I have glitter cardstock for the trees and for the part of the words. I have the white glitter cardstock for the word Mary, and then I have white glitter cardstock for the snow, and for the sky is just a plain blue cardstock. So assembly for this will go like this. So you're going to start with your back. And what will happen is you will have this here. You're going to glue these underneath and line them up as best as you can. And they should lock in with the straight edge down in here. So this will give you a good indication where it will stop. And same thing with up here. You will be able to line this up and then it should lock into place up at the top. So once it's wet, we're going to try to lock it in as quick as we can before the glue sets. And then we can glue this big piece on as the third part. So this way we will know where these need to go and line up perfectly. So start with either the top or the bottom, and we'll start with the background here of the sky. And this one here is going to be tricky because it's all about doing it in the right order to make it easy for you so you don't have to worry too much about lifting anything up to get things underneath. So, all right. I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to hurry up and line this up on top of it and line this up in that space just so I can kind of gauge where that's going to be. And then now I know that's where this is going to go. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. And once again, you don't need to use glitter cardstock. You could use whatever you want. I'm sure it will look just fabulous no matter what you do. And I'm going to get this one down. Same thing, I'm going to slide it till I can kind of feel it lock into place there. And that gives us a nice, perfect line up there. And your Mary will hide the lines there for you. All right, so next up, trees. So the trees, like I was trying to explain, it's kind of hard to lay it out in Design Space that way, but it's going to tuck in behind the words here, but stick out a little in the top. So you're just going to have it peeking out of the words on there, if that makes sense. So we're going to take our tweezers here because this is getting small. And we're going to put some glue on this and get this pasted in. Top. I'm going to slide it in right behind here, just like that. And that still gives us a little room to take this off and add our glue to this. And you, like I said, you can use whatever fonts you want. You can put whatever words you want on here. You could actually put the recipient's name, which I think might be really cool too, unless they have a really, really long name. But that would be really cool. So yeah, this will slide right behind it and then give everything a good press. So that's what you'd have so far. All the gaps are covered and it lines up perfectly. So the last part to put on is the Mary. So I have just a little snippet here that didn't cut right. There we go. And then we're going to take the tweezers on this one. And we're going to put in our last part, which is our word Mary. And this you will line up inside the contour. And what's nice is it will have the pink show through and give that a nice bit of dimension so that it looks like that is in the front of the tree. And as for decorating this, you can leave it just the way it is, or you can add more embellishments to it. So you could put stars on the tree. Another nice element that would be cool is maybe adding some, you know, something in the snow. You could put like a little, you know, abstract present or something else peeking out down here that could kind of be tucked in. For sure, you could put, you know, use your gel pen and go in and add some snow, falling snow in the blue. And you could use different color blues, so you could get something darker, or you could even ink it with the distressed ink to give it some texture there too. But there is our simple gift tag, and you have the entire back to write your to and from. And I hope you love this series. I'm going to do a recap one with all of them, and I would love to hear which one you thought was the best, which one you thought was the easiest, you know, if there was something special, or maybe even what ideas you would have to embellish some of these. But I appreciate you taking the journey with me for the 12 tags of Christmas, and stay tuned for the next one when we recap all of the tags that we've done. Thanks.